Okay guys, what we're going to look at today is how to create a gallery. So a gallery which we can later on use in a website, or we can just have it just there for all our pictures. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is set the stage. So to set the stage, what I'll do for this one is 900 by 600. Okay, so now I've set my stage. If you want to change the background color, you can change the background color that suits you, or you can insert a picture and have that as your background, but for the purpose of this video, I'm just going to leave it white. Okay, we're going to insert another layer. So we're going to have two layers. The first one we're going to call actions. So this is where we're going to write action script like we did previously when creating a website. And the second one we're going to call gallery. Okay, so we've got action layer and a gallery. We're not going to use the action layer now, so we're going to padlock that, so lock it, so we can't change anything on it. Okay, so now first thing we're going to do is insert some pictures. So we're going to go File, Import. Okay, this time we're going to import to library. Previously, when creating the website, when we made the background, we imported it to stage. However, for this tutorial, we're going to import to library. So we're going to select on our 4 pictures. We're going to do 4 pictures. Okay, click open. Now, if you notice, don't worry that there's nothing on the stage. Our pictures now will appear here in your library on your right hand side. Okay, so now the pictures have appeared. What you're going to do is highlight all 4 pictures, and I'm going to drag them all onto the stage. Okay, note the pictures are on all different sizes. Don't worry about that yet. Okay, we're going to change the size of those pictures to 200 by 150. Okay, as you can see, some of them are still different sizes. So what we're going to do is go over here where it says match size. We're going to match the width by the height, and hopefully all pictures, all 4 of them now should be the same height. So if you select off it, okay, so when you originally first you select it, all 4 move around at the same time. However, you want to move them individually, so select off either the stage or anywhere else off the pictures. Now if you move one individually, as you see, they will move individually. So what I want to do now is align them to the bottom. Don't worry about whether they're aligned correctly or not. Just put them all 4 on the stage where you want them to. Okay, so now what we're going to do is going to align them properly. So highlight all 4 pictures. Now if we go to the align tool, what we want to do is make sure they're all aligned to the bottom, and the space in between the pictures we want to align it equally as well. So we're going to do distribute horizontal center. So now if you see, all pictures, all 4 of them are aligned equally. Okay, so now that we've done that, what we're going to do is these are going to be our buttons. When we select on whichever button we select on, it will show us a bigger picture on the top of our screen. Okay, so first we're going to create the button. So we're going to go to the first one. Okay, so the first picture, I'm going to right click that picture, and we're going to click convert to symbol. Okay, so we're going to give that a name. Okay, and make sure to type. Okay, when you first convert to symbol, it may be a movie clip, so you need to make sure you change it to a button. So we're going to change it to a button, and we're going to click on OK. Okay, as you see now, the properties panel is showing that this is a button. So what we're going to do is give this button a name. So remember what you name these, because we will use them later on when doing the action script. So remember in the website when you created the buttons and we gave the buttons an instant name, so the same way we're going to create these into buttons and we're going to give them an instance name. Okay, so this image now we're going to convert it to symbol, make sure button is checked, give it a name. Try keeping the name as simple as possible so you remember it, so it's easy to remember. So give it. Okay, so the third picture, right click, convert to symbol. No. Okay, click enter and give the instance name as well. And the final picture. Give it a name. Okay, so now that all 4 of our pictures, if you select them, you should have names. So these images are now Sturridge, Mignolet, Suarez, and Gerard. That's correct, as you can see. Okay, so what we're going to do now you need to make sure that you have done this part correctly. if there's any instance you haven't named, or if the pictures you haven't converted to symbol, okay, you need to make sure you do it before moving on to the next stage, otherwise you would get a lot of errors when you move on. Okay, what we're going to do now is we're going to copy these frames. We're going to copy it, copy frames, and we're going to right click and we're going to paste frame. No, it's right click copy and then right click paste. Okay, if you do Control C, Control V, it will cause you errors and it may not paste it in the exact location you want it to. So make sure you right click copy frame and then right click paste frame. So we're going to do it one more time. So now we've done it 4 times. The reason we've done it 4 times because we have 4 images. Okay, so now that we've done it, let's go to our first image. So we're going to go to our first frame, and on our first frame we have a picture of Suarez. Okay, note, remember what I said, when you click on the keyframe, all 4 pictures will be highlighted. Okay, you do not want to touch all 4 pictures because they're all going to be selected. What you need to do is select off them. So click anywhere, either on the stage or off the stage, so that they're not highlighted. Okay, so now this is my first picture, so I need to get that. Okay, I need to go back into my library and okay, I need to click on the picture and I want to drag it onto the stage. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to change the height of that, sorry, the width and the height. So I'm going to make this picture 500 by 300. So basically it's double the size it was over here. Okay, so now I've got a picture. I want to put it in a nice central position. Ideally I would do x-axis 200 and the y-axis 70. Okay, so it's 270. Okay, that looks quite centralized, equal apart, gaps apart. Okay, so that looks more centralized. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the second frame. Okay guys, second frame now. You're not going to be working on the first frame anymore. I'm going to go to the second frame. Once again, click off the screen or off the stage. Now we're going to get the second picture. You can do the same again, drag it on. We're going to change the size to 500 by 300. And we want to place it in the right location, so we're going to do 200 by 70. Sorry, 200 x-axis, y-axis 70. Oops, I did 700 there. 70. Okay, the same thing with the third picture. Okay, get it from your library, drag it on, change the size, 500, 300. And the x-axis once again was 200 and 70. Okay, and we're going to do go to the 4th frame. Remember, make sure you change frame to the 4th frame. We're going to go to the 4th picture, place it on there, change the size, change the height. Okay, x-axis 200, y-axis 75. Okay, now if you've done that all correctly, if you press Control and Enter to run your movie, okay, as you can see, it should run smoothly. But okay, so the only thing that changes, the 4 buttons should remain the same. The only thing that should change is the images in the middle. Okay, what I've noticed that I've made a slight error here, where one of the pictures is probably moving in the wrong location. So what I need to do is go check my pictures over again, make sure I've done everything correctly, which I haven't, because I just noticed I did 75 there instead of 70 for the last picture. If we run that now, okay, if you look now, it's not doing that shaking anymore. The only thing that's changing is whatever is in this 500 by 300 window. Okay, excellent. Okay, so now that we've done our images, we've done our gallery, what we now need to do is insert our action script. So what we're going to do is go to frame 1 on the actions layer. So now let's just lock this gallery up here first. Let's just lock the gallery so we don't touch it. Unlock the actions layer. Go into our first frame. You can press F9, or you can go to right click and you can click on actions, and then you'll get your actions layer here. So what you're going to do now is, first things first, we're going to stop our animation. So click on enter stop, open bracket, close bracket, semicolon. Now if we run it, it will stop on whatever our first image is and the others do not come. Now if you click on any of these buttons, if you look now, the cursor changes into a finger, so it shows you that it's a button. Okay, nothing's going to happen because you haven't entered the correct action script. So that's what we're going to do now. So the first, just like we did for our website, it's the exact same code that we use for our website. So first thing first, we're going to create a function. So function, we're going to give it a name. We're going to call this function Suarez underscore clicked. Okay, so that's the name of our function. No spaces for me. So I'm going to open bracket E. It's gonna be a mouse event. So capital M, capital E, mouse event. Close bracket, colon. Okay, notice it's 2 dots and not a dot and a comma. So it's a colon, not a semicolon. Type in void, and then just like we did previously, we're going to open curly brace and I'm going to push enter. Okay, so now that we see a closed curly brace appears on the line number 7. Now what we're going to do is enter what we want this to do. So we want it to go to and stop, capital S, sorry. And in brackets we'll put the frame number. So the first picture you'll find in frame 1, and you close bracket, and then you put semicolon again. So that's our function. We call it Suarez underscore clicked, and what we want it to do once you run that function, go to and stop at frame number 1. Now we're going to copy this for our other 3 images. Okay, so now all we have to do is change the name to the corresponding picture. So our second picture was, third picture, and the last picture was Gerard, I think. Okay, we also need to change our frame, because remember on our second frame we'll find the storage picture. In the third frame we'll find the Mignolet, and in the fourth we'll find the Gerard. Okay, now that we've done our function, just like we did on our website, we need to assign those functions to a button. So remember what names we gave each of those buttons. So I kept it simple, called by button by the name of the picture, Suarez. Okay, dot add event listener. So I'm adding an event to happen on the touch of the button called Suarez. Okay, and that event will be a mouse event, and it will happen upon the click of a mouse, comma, and now you tell on that button, this is the event that's going to happen, and now tell me the name of the function. The name of the function is Suarez underscore clicked. Okay, once you've done that, close the bracket, semicolon. Now you're going to repeat the same process for the other 3 images. Okay, so now we're just going to change the names. And the final one. Okay, so we're going to do it again for the function name. Okay, so now that we've done that, we'll close our action script window. Now if we were to run this animation, now if we've done it correctly, if we click on the storage picture, as you can see, it changes correspondingly. Same with Gerard, same with Suarez. So if you click on any of these buttons, it changes on your gallery instantly. And that's how you create a simple gallery using ActionScript. What you could do also is, additionally, if you wanted text on there, you can basically just go to each picture, unlock that again, okay, Remember, click off it, get some text. Okay, at the top, just write the text. Whatever you want. Remember to pick your color. So I just want to change my color. Oops. Gonna have nice red text. I'm gonna put it here. Okay, so that's my first text. Okay, go to my second frame. Add my second text there in the second frame. Oops, not small enough. Okay, click an arrow, centralize that text. Third frame, we do the same thing. Yep. I'll also go on the fourth one. Okay, now we've got a text on there. So what we'll do, we don't have to do anything else. We don't have to change any action script. If we run it, if you click on the picture, as you can see, the name changes accordingly as well. So the image is there and the name on top. Okay, what we're going to do now is, at the moment, it just looks too plain. It's not really doing much. Okay, what we're going to do is put some animation into it now. So we're going to put some animation into it and make it look more different, slightly more better. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is go to our first picture. We're going to click on the big picture. So remember to click off it so you don't select everything. You just want to select that one picture. We're going to right click it. We're going to convert that into a symbol. We're going to give it a name. Res. Okay, name's already taken, so we'll give it another name. Call it Suarez. Oh, actually, it's because it's a button. Okay. What I forgot to do is notice that the type is currently a button. We do not want it to be a button again. This time we want it to be a movie clip. Okay, so make sure it's movie clip is selected. Click name's already taken. Okay, so we're just gonna call it Suarez.move. Press enter. Okay, so now once we've done that, if you notice it's now become a movie clip. Don't worry, we don't need to give it a name this time. All we have to do is double click it. Once we double clicked it, you'll see this another window appear. We are now in the Suarez movie. If you look at scene 1, that's where you were working on. Now you're within this new movie that you've just created. So what we're going to do is go to frame 30, press F6 to insert a keyframe. Okay, we're going to go back to frame number 1. And now what we're going to do is right click it, frame number 1, insert. We'll create a classic tween. Okay, we're not finished there. What we're going to do is we're going to move that image. We're also going to make it smaller. So we're going to make it the original size it was. So which was, I think it was 200 by 150. Okay, and what we're going to do is going to put that image on top of our original image. So as close as possible. Once we've done that, we're going to close it. No, we're not. What we're going to do is go to frame number 30 and we're going to right click and we're going to insert an action. We're going to call that action stop. Okay, I'm going to close that. That's it. That's what we're going to write in there. Stop. Nothing else. Okay, we're going to go back to frame 1. We're going to click on the image. And then when over here on your left hand side on your properties panel, you'll see one of the properties called color effect. What we're going to do is select on alpha. Now what we're going to do, alpha, when you look at it, when you originally have it, it's going to be on 100. What we're going to do is change that to 0. So now what's happened is that image has gone completely transparent. So now if you look at it, if you enter, press enter, that's what it does. Okay, remember we added the action script where it says stop. The reason we added that was because if we don't, it would keep going round and round. You keep doing that until you it will just keep going around and around when you click on the picture. So the reason we actually added the action script was so that once that picture appears, it will stop in that location. Okay, now that once we've done that, what we're going to do is close that scene. So to close this window, all you have to do is click on scene 1, and as you can see, the image has now disappeared because obviously it needs to animate first. So what it animate is, it start off small, grow big, and then stay in the center. So we're going to do the same thing again, this time with the second picture. So remember, click off, click on the image, right click, convert to symbol, make sure it's a movie clip, give it a name, click OK. Okay, once you've done that, what we're going to do, double click, go to frame 30, F6 to insert a keyframe, go back to frame 1, create a classic tween, then move the image. This time you're not going to put it on Torres, you're going to put it on top of the original image, change the size of it to 200, 150. Make sure that image is right on top of the original. And finally, change the alpha into 0. Okay, one thing we've forgotten to do is put the action script in. So right click, actions, stop. Okay guys, this may be going a bit fast for you, but like I said, I've said previously, this is a video, so you can stop and rewind as many times as you want and replay it. Okay, so stop, close scene. Now do that again, third frame, do the same again, click off, click on the picture, right click, convert to symbol, give it a name, click OK, double click, frame 30, click on frame 30, insert keyframe, either pushing F6 or right click, insert keyframe, go to frame 1, select frame 1, right click, create classic tween, click on picture, move image, change size, place on top of original, change color effect, alpha to 0, frame 30, right click, actions, stop, open bracket, close bracket, semicolon, close. Now if I go back to the scene, press scene 1, and we're going to do that one more time for the final one. Click off, click on the image, right click, convert to symbol, name it, enter, double click, go to frame 30, F6, or if you don't, or insert keyframe. Okay, go to frame 1 now, right click, create classic tween. While you're still on frame 1, move that image, change the size, 150, place the image on top of, okay, alpha, go to frame 30 and insert the action script, right click, actions, stop, open bracket, close bracket. Okay, now that if we've done that, if we look at our animation now, okay, so now once you click on each button, that image, if you notice, the reason I did that alpha thing when the picture was small is because if you see the image starts off as invisible and becomes more opaque as the picture goes back where it needs to be located. So it starts off invisible, then gradually appears from that button. Okay, so that is, guys, a simple gallery or slightly with animation that you can create, and you can put that on your website. So you can have pictures. You don't necessarily have to have the pictures at the bottom. You can have them on the side, you can have them at the top, you can have pictures all around, and the pictures just all come to the center if you want. Okay, it's entirely up to you, but that's the simple basic way of creating a gallery which you can put on your website. And what I'll show you now is how you can insert that into your website. So remember we created this website or a similar website earlier. Okay, so what you're going to do now is you're going to go to your page where your gallery is. So my gallery will be on frame number 4. Okay, what I'm going to do is firstly I'm going to create a movie. So I'm going to press Ctrl and F8. Okay, I'm going to call the movie gallery, and I'm going to push OK. Okay, this window will appear. Don't worry that there isn't anything on it yet. What we're going to do is we're going to go to our 2 layers here. We're going to go back to our gallery movie. We're going to press enter. So we're going to make sure we select both. Okay, this time we are selecting both layers. Okay, so gallery layer and actions layer. I'm going to right click it. We're going to copy layers. Remember, copy layers, not Control and C. Okay, just copy layers. We're going to go to our website, where we just created this gallery movie. What we're going to do is go to our first layer, right click, paste layers. Okay, what you notice now is that gallery has now appeared, sorry, those keyframes and that action script has now appeared in this movie, in this website. So what we're gonna do, the layer 1 we don't need, so we're just gonna delete that layer. And now all we're gonna do is close that scene. Okay, now what you're gonna realize, if you look in your library, the gallery you just created has now appeared. So what you're going to do is drag that gallery, and we're gonna place it on our stage here. So we're going to place it in a place, okay. So now if you look at it, those buttons are now appearing on the screen as on your website. So now if you push Control Enter to run your website, oops, something's not. Oh yeah, because, oops, property. Okay, the reason that's saying that is because my website is not actually working. Okay, sorry about that guys, I just realised that I deleted all my action script of this layer because I was testing something out previously. Okay, so let's just go back. So now that this gallery has appeared, so we've aligned it where we want this gallery to appear. So just align it appropriately. So if you want it to appear slightly higher, or wherever you want it to appear. So now you've done that, press Ctrl and Enter. Now if we go to our gallery page, okay, if you notice that now that gallery appears within our website, so it works perfectly fine, appropriately. And what you can do is add additional text, animate even the gallery bar, anything you want to do. So that's how you guys create a simple gallery and import it into your website.